Oh, it's your favorite bird friend. It's India Swift.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's your favorite bird friend. It's India Swift.
Whoa. Can I just talk for a second about how much I love the fact that Rise has brought back physical comedy to animation? All manner of amazing things that you might need in everyday life.
Good job.
Thank you. Shit, no!
One of those.
No, shit! Oh no! Ah! Ah! Oh no!
Fucking follow us.
Alright, Mike. Put your sass away. Put your sass back in your pocket.
No, it's all over the floor now.
Oh, spill the sass everywhere.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Bird in the morning.
Habbo. This is like, gee, alright, I'll follow you. God, damn, calm down. Habbo, listen.
Look.
You gotta be confident.
And cool and collected and calm.
You gotta tell people what to do. Sometimes.
Do you? What did you tell me? What did you say? What did you tell them to do?
Follow us.
Oh. Maybe don't be that confident.
Stop yelling. Oh, sorry. Am I super loud?
I hope so. It would be the first time.
And the last time. Stop yelling, Doig.
The bombs.
Oh, not in volume, but in attitude. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Calm your tits. Jesus.
Good Anna morning. I hope you're all
Oh
doing
no.
really well.
You're so worried about it now.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear you enthusiastic, though. Keep doing it. Yell at them all. Aww. Doig, you're wonderful. You look so sad now. No! Stop!
So what are you doing today?
Because it's laughing at you.
I know. What are you...
She likes your pain. What am I doing? I'm animating this trailer that you just put on for everybody to see.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some warm-up drawings. That's what I'm gonna do.
Do you not have anything else?
Yeah, but I caught the bug. Oh, it's your favorite
yesterday.
bird friend.
And now you
It's
wanna draw again.
India
Yeah.
Swift.
Whoa. Oh no. Can't have that. Who's gonna composite my stuff if you're off drawing shit.
Well, you need to ink and color it so I have more things to composite. Don't you?
Damn.
What's a whip crack with my whippy tail?
And the beast was gone.
I should bring back the music. That's what I should do. Because I finally realized that probably for the last week that we just haven't had music. Not that it's been quiet, it's just been inaudible.
Oh, Mike. Oh, Mike. I trust you with this stuff, you know.
I trust me with this stuff.
Can everybody hear the music okay? Hey, Hula. Hey, Hinkping. He found me. He found me. He came up to me and he said, I see you there. I see you in the peg bar.
Yeah, you were trying to burrow and hide. You were all like, I'm too tired for this stream.
Listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
Oh. It's a sound of tiredness. I was looking at Ula, like, walking over hills in, like, beautiful sunlight and like, gorgeous snow everywhere.
Oh, don't tell me you can't hear the music. Don't do this to me. Not again.
No, everyone, be honest. Tell us if you can't hear the music.
Very quiet.
I just want it to be fixed once and for all.
How's this? India is louder than Mike. I think that might just be because she's talking in a way louder than I am.
Thought you were just gonna leave it at that.
I was being very soft. What? No, I'm reading the chat. Not louder music, please. Okay. Our mods are fighting. Not really, but they're all talking all at once.
What do you think, guys? This is for you guys, for your best listening experience. So tell us if you want the music like louder, if you can hear it okay, if you can hear us okay.
Anyway, so India's new computer arrived.
This is me working on my new computer, guys.
Well, they can't see anything yet because I haven't done it. But we just
Yeah. I forgot you couldn't see anything.
NDI doesn't work, and so we've reverted to using Discord.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we tried to install NDI on my new computer, and it's not. I don't know if it's Mike's computer or my computer or if it's NDI, but NDI doesn't seem to want to work anymore. So we've had to go to Discord instead and screen share there. Which is a little bit more cumbersome, but it's not a huge deal. Like it still works the same. I can screen share to Mike and then Mike can capture that with OBS.
Yeah, I mean it's not my computer.
How do you know?
Because I was receiving your old NDI before, and it was working.
Oh, that's true.
So
that's true. I wonder if I just installed it wrong or something.
I don't think it's possible to. You installed it multiple times. I'll have to look into it. I think it's a networking thing, because from what I could see, you could find your own NDI source. You could preview it in Studio Monitor, and I could do the same on my side. So it's just, how do we get the two computers to network and talk to one another? Anyway, we're on live screen. They can see us.
It's true. Did I get a new monitor? No. But I got a cable which allowed my old monitor to get hooked up properly.
So India's working on our his new PC Sonic Fast. Tell them what you named it.
It's named Mr Needlemouse is the name of my computer, which people who know Sonic might recognize that name.
And what color have you set the RGB?
Blue, of course.
Isn't he Mr Needlemouse before he's blue?
No.
Oh, okay.
what do you think that's like? Clark Kent versus Superman. It's like his name before he turns blue.
Listen. If you were like, oh, here's a regular old hedgehog, his name is Mr. Needlemouse, and then there's a freak science experiment accident, and then he's blue, and you're like, oh wow, it's Sonic.
That's not how he turned blue. It was the code name of the project. Back when it was being made. It's Project Needlemouse.
Is Needlemouse just a literal translation of for hedgehog in Japanese?
It might
just
be.
Project Hedgehog?
I don't know.
I mean, if Sega was making a Project Hedgehog before anyone knew what Sonic was, that would still kind of cover their tracks.
That's true. Can you do me a favour?
That depends on what the favour is.
Can you NDI me? Because it doesn't work on my...
I can just hit a button. Finally. Okay. Finally I have the power.
I just realised I hadn't closed Teams, and I want to make sure that is quit out of.
Yeah, so you don't want anyone to see the NDA material.
Exactly. All right.
Spoilers.
You can un-NDA me again now.
Can I?
Yeah. If you
Am
want.
I allowed?
Yeah.
Boom. It's back. Okay, I'm gonna draw. Sonic was turned super fast due to war. I like that.
Due to war.
Yeah. All the injustices in the world just made his blood blue.
His anger made him blue. It's just like the Hulk.
That would be pretty good. Like a Hulk storyline for Sonic. You don't want to see me when I run.
It kind of had a little bit of that with Supersonic, but I guess it wasn't based on anger. It was just...
That was just chaos.
Well, chaos is in the god of destruction. Speaking of which, I've scheduled our Sonic episodes finally.
Oh shit, what?
They're going to go up after the Animal Crossing ones.
When does that end?
When does that end?
Is that not like, does that not end in like 2 days?
What, the Animal Crossing thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've forgotten.
I thought...
I don't know. Do you guys want to see?
How are they gonna? Are you gonna show them the,
yeah, I
the
just
dashboard?
show them. Why not?
Just fucking
whatever,
show them.
Man.
Oh, okay. You actually have to navigate there. Navigate.
I have to navigate.
All right.
It's gonna be... No, the Animal Crossing doesn't end until April 21st.
That's what I said.
That is in like 2 days. Shit! Where did time go? Yeah, so 22nd we're gonna have Sonic Adventure stuff start going up. Chaos Control!
April 22. That's the date. That's when...
R9 Cloud, thanks. Thank you. Let me try. Still got to do something with it. I learned a song called Out in the Open that I really like.
Yeah. Where'd you learn it from?
The internet taught me.
Where'd you first hear the song?
Oh, in a really bad movie. The song was the best thing about the movie. Bigfoot Family. And when I say bad movie, I just mean I don't think the storyline was very engaging, but the character animation was beautiful.
Oh wow, Habbo has an animation question. Something relevant.
Go for it. I'll do my best to answer. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
You're animating Swift.
I know. But what am I actually doing? Hold on. I got an idea. I think I'm getting confused because I have the animatic still underneath my drawing. And it feels like at this point my the camera should have started moving. But I'm finding it very hard to picture because the drawing underneath has the camera static. So I'm going to manually start it moving and turn off the animatic underneath for this one frame. And then I can imagine it moving.
I should do actual figure drawing. Give it 1 second. Line of action.
Yeah, so I want down here. I want that like up here. So I can like figure out what the fuck is happening with this motion. Yeah, like I want the elbow more bent, I think. I need an angle. I can be your angle or your devil. Let's see. How many drawings at frames do you usually like to do your settles in? And how do you control it? You've seen my settles, right? And they're wild. I love your settles, Habbo. Your settles remind me a little bit of the way I do settles too, which is you just fucking keep going. It's just... like, settles are fun. You can get lost in them, right? Because settles can conceivably go on forever. The problem is then you go to tie it down or ink it and you're like, why did I do this to myself? This is moving like 2 pixels. And I have to re-ink it and keep it consistent. Let's see. How do I do it? How do I... how many drawings do I like to do my settles in? I like to do my settles on 3s. Like, I'll go into the settles on 2s and then use 3s to get like a nice slow settle in, which lasts longer without me needing to do more frames. So I do 3s. Sometimes I even do 4s. And I like to limit myself to like, if something's settling down, I'll go down, up, down. And then I might let myself do a tiny bit of up at the very, very end. Just like 2 frames worth of it very, very, very slightly moving back up into position. But generally I'll go down, up, down. And then maybe a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of up again at the end. I don't use circular settles as much as you do, but I'd like to. I'd like to learn to... yeah, the tiny bit of up just keeps going. You go down, then up, then down, then up a little bit, then down a little bit more, then up a little bit more. It's nice though, isn't it? Especially when you like can offset all the different parts and limbs of the character, so that the head goes up and then settles down, but the shoulders are dragging behind, and so then the arms need to drag behind too. And so you just end up with this movement that goes on forever. I think it's kind of addicting, but it's kind of beautiful too. Like, I love it. I think one of the things that helped me a lot is, I mean, you'll know, you've been working on professional stuff for a bit now where you have to work from boards. And sometimes there's just not time in the boards for you to do amazing long settles like you want to. So that's helped me a lot. Like working from people's boards and boarding my own stuff. It's like I don't have the scene length to be able to do the settles I want to do. So I have to find a way to make shorter settles that I'm satisfied with.
I saw a preview of the Doig Bear rig from Kawa.
Do you want to show?
No. Well, yes, but I'm in the middle of drawing stuff.
Okay, no worries.
But I'm excited. We're almost there for a movable Doigable.
A movable Doigable.
A dirigible. Dirigible, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out, sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening with this paper, where it's going. It's taking me like just a lot of drawing it wrong to figure out where it's meant to be. Okay, I think that's alright. I don't mean to be giving anyone like whiplash by flipping between these frames so often.
I need to zoom out.
Tim, don't you start. I saw the video people posted in the peg bar. I've forgotten who it was. Was it Pebbles or something? The animator?
Lucky Pebbles?
It might have been. Either way, I retweeted it because it was finally cathartic. It was a video about how feeding animations into algorithms that make them 60 frames a second make for worse animation.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, learning to be okay with holds is a whole thing. Holds require a lot of confidence. To let your drawing just sit there and be observed by people without needing to move. That's scary.
I did the 1 hour anim challenge at the weekend. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, did you had a good time?
Yeah.
I love seeing what you did.
You like it?
Yeah. I agree though. Like the 1 hour challenges are really fun, and I'm really glad that you guys pushed me to do them. I was just saying to Mike the other day that it's like I haven't done any work this weekend, which sucks kind of because I wanted to and I was intending to, but I did have a really good weekend because I got to play some games with Mike, and I did the Pokemon challenge for Grog's stream. I did the 1 hour challenge for the peg bar challenge thing, and then I did some Dungeons and Dragons doodles with my team, my Dungeons and Dragons team, and it was just really nice to do some short things that I could complete in like an hour or two, because so much of the work that I do at the minute is like very long stretches of working on one thing for a really long time. So feeling like I could get some quick wins in and like actually complete something in a short amount of time was so refreshing and fun and nice. And it was like, oh, I can animate fast when I try. I can still animate fast. Wow. I haven't just lost the ability, you know?
If anything, I think you've improved and you're stronger for it.
Stronger for what?
All the other stuff you've been doing.
Oh man, I hope so. If I'm not, then that sucks. What have I been doing with my time?
Seeing that midge animation you did for the first time was I was just like, whoa.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
That's why I immediately rushed up to give you a hug.
I thought it's just that is your reaction to any time you see Midge.
She's cute, okay? She's got an adorable appeal to her.
Yeah, I love that you love Midge. Like, it's awesome. I just like you. Every time I draw her, you're like Midge, which is awesome. But I thought that was just the effect of it was the Midge effect on you again. There we go. That's starting to feel better. That feels better. There we go. Now, the head shrinkage is something that we can worry about now, I guess, because there's not another time to worry about it. Yeah, Vert, you should do the flustered one. That'd be awesome. Oh, Hink Pink, thank you so much. Like, there's gonna be, like everyone else, I'm gonna have good weeks and bad weeks. I'm lucky that turned out well, because I didn't press play on the timeline until the end. So if it had looked bad, I would have been screwed. But
Which one?
Yeah.
What?
But there would have been, yeah, I was going straight ahead with it. There'll be weeks though where I'll do really bad animations and be like, shit, I'm stuck with it now. No one's gonna look at me and be like, this is the person who did the one I really liked, and now look at them. They're terrible.
you were telling me you animated that midge without previewing it. You just
Yeah.
and you only watched it at the end.
Yeah, I did scrub it. Like, I scrubbed back and forth over the frames. It's not like I never looked, like, never flipped or anything.
Okay.
Or rolled, but, yeah, but sometimes you have good days and good animations that come out the way you want, and you're like, maybe I can do it. And then the next week you do one and it's terrible, and you're like, oh no, I can't do it. My hubris. Yeah, every week is Grog's worst one, according to Grog. I gotta get Grog some confidence. How do we do it? To get Grog feeling like he can do stuff.
Just keep making him do stuff. Or just keep encouraging him to do stuff and join in.
Yeah. Next time I join in, I'm gonna ban everyone from self-depreciative talk. You're not allowed to spend the entire time talking about how you don't know what you're doing and it's gonna be shit. It's not allowed.
How are you gonna ban that?
I don't know. I'll get an air horn. And every time someone starts, I'll just like press the air horn into the chat. I'll get like a spray bottle like you get for cats.
You could pull an anime and just be like, this is cringe.
Man, it stops me dead in my tracks every time anime says that to me. If you talk badly about your own work, you lose a minute. That's pretty good, Tib. It would require everyone to have individual timers, but that is like a great idea. What is with you and the great ideas all the time?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, I've heard of that. Oh, how about you need an anim win? You got any short projects you can just be like, I'm doing this. I mean, I thought your Flustered was really good. Your Flustered made me awe. Ben says, what is it with that Tib and her wrinkled brain? That's the question. I saw someone ask about the toot thing. They're like, I think what that was I did a little alert animation last time. And Ula was like, we should all do one. And I was like, if you did, then we'd all put them on stream. But that's not something that you guys actually have to do. It wasn't like there was a deadline for it or anything, or we were like, yes, this is the thing you guys all have to do now. It was like very tongue-in-cheek, so. Yeah, if anyone wants to do it along with Swift when a subscriber happens, then feel free to, and we will put them on the stream.
Like, what? What?
Were you not aware of this? This has been like, this is the second time this conversation's come up now.
Okay. What?
Basically, you know the Doot fanfare I did?
Yes.
That we're going to use for the subscription alert.
Yeah.
Ula was saying, can he do one too?
Oh. And
then other people were like, can we do one too? And I was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if a bunch of people did them? And then we have a bunch of characters
that all do it.
All doing it.
Okay.
Around the screen.
Yeah, that's possible. It's definitely technically possible to put them all in.
So if anyone wants to do it, they can, but there's like no pressure to do it. We're perfectly happy just to have one. How do you submit a do? I guess you'd just send it to us and then we'd make sure that like you get credited.
How would they get credited?
We'd have to put like a little @ next to their animation, I guess.
No. Okay.
Okay.
No. Otherwise our follow alert is just going to be overwhelming. If it's got all your credits, names, and thanks for following and your animations.
All right. So you're okay with getting the animations, you just don't want the artist names on them?
You could arrange the animations so they're all like look like they're in a group together and it's a big kind of like. But if it's like you have to pair them out and put their name next to it, then it's just visual noise.
Okay, well if you guys are okay with us not crediting you, I mean, I guess people can can just share them on social media and be like, I did this. And we could share it on social media and be like, look, everyone, people did this.
Or you could just have one random do each time.
The random doot. Yeah, we could have the credits for the doots in the channel description or something. We could work something out. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's no pressure to submit anything like that. It's only if you guys are like, I really want to do that and I have nothing else on.
I'm all for crediting people for the work they've done, but that sounds to me like you're watching a movie and every time the shot comes up there's a credits list.
No, I get you. It's not, you don't want to not credit people because you don't want people to know they did it. You don't want to credit people because you don't want visual clutter on something that's meant to be very simple.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. So I need this head to be like way smaller because I'm increasing the size of the head and the head in the next frame is like way smaller. I need to like I need to disguise that inconsistency by having a tiny bit of ease into it.
Oh yeah. I was saying the Pegbar is 4 years old now.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Out of the toddler stage.
It can walk.
If it's only walking by 4 years old, there's something wrong with it.
Maybe it's just a slow learner. You leave the Pegbar alone.
You know what toddler means, right?
That they toddle around.
Yeah, you know what toddling is, right?
Would you not call a 4-year-old a toddler anymore?
No.
I think I would call a 4-year-old a toddler. Until maybe like 5. And then...
That is when the first time they're no longer 4 anymore.
I know very little about children though. Like sometimes I look at a kid and I'm like, how old are they? And then I guess a completely terrible, like, not true age.
Do you have age blindness for children?
I do. It's really hard to tell sometimes.
Is that because they're just warm?
I'm like 8 and people are like, they're like 11. What's wrong with you?
Is that because you can't look at them directly?
No, I think I just don't have much experience.
You're like, Medusa.
Like, I felt very small when I was that age, so...
When you were 11?
Yeah.
India can never tell because she's always looking up at them.
It's true. It's a lot of, like, 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds who are a lot taller than me.
I'm getting worse at these. I'm doing less and less.
As soon as puberty hits, like... That's it. They're all taller than me. Like, it's particularly, like, between the ages of... I don't know, like... 2 and 10. I'm really bad at telling kids' ages between those two. Like, obviously I can tell the difference between an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old. But telling the difference between, like, a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old? Or, like, a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old? I don't know, man. Sometimes it's hard.
You just have to look at the teeth.
Look at the teeth.
Look at the teeth.
Well, I don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to look at the... I'm not sure I'd want to get the opportunity to look at the teeth, so...
Look at the teeth in you.
Ugh.
How you can tell.
How old is Warwick Davis? Who's Warwick Davis?
He's the one that played Willow.
Willow?
In the film Willow.
Very old, probably, at this point. Like, he's
alongside
got to
Val
be.
Kilmer.
It's
You
got to
like
be.
Val Kilmer.
What does Val Kilmer have to do with how old kids are?
Hopefully nothing. Unless he has a child, in which case he should have something to do with how old that kid's child is. That how old that kid is.
A kid's child is a terrible sentence. How often do I need to tell how old kids are? Not very often. Just often enough that I've done it and people have been like, "What?" at me, and I've been like, "Oh."
I mean, I could have made a really dark joke there.
Don't. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it.
Whenever she has to decide whether she needs to say "get it in the van," that's a dark joke. It's very dark.
I don't get it.
Okay, good.
He's 51. Actually, that's younger than I'd have thought he would have been. I'd have thought that he'd be in his 60s at this point.
Why?
Because Willow's a really old movie.
Okay. It's like 30 years old.
Yeah, and he was like, what,
He was
20
like-
when he did it?
He was... Matches up, doesn't it?
It does. But
Math.
yeah, but I thought he was like 24, 25, and I thought the movie was a little bit older, so I thought he would be in his 60s.
Did you think it was an 80s movie?
I did, yeah.
It's kind of got an 80s movie vibe, but I
Yeah.
think it came out in the 90s.
80s or like even like early 80s.
Willow is from 1988, so he must have been...
That's the year I was born.
Are you Willow?
No, not to my knowledge. Much as I would love to have magic.
India and I were playing Skyrim yesterday.
Finally! Guys! We got to play a bit of Skyrim together.
And it could work. We could put it on the same OBS thing and it all was good.
Which means we can finally do Magic Boys Go to College.
We can try. I mean, there's a little bit of oddness.
There's some technical difficulties
Yeah.
that happen. But it's
Just with the game itself.
it's with the game, it's not with the computers. It's like the game's a bit unstable. So sometimes weird stuff happens.
It's particularly funny when we're in an encounter and one of us dies and then rejoins the server with their save and like
All the enemies come back.
things that were... Yeah. Maybe we should just make a policy that if one of us dies, we just reload.
Maybe?
Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny when things like
We both just quit out
respawn
to
and
menu.
then die or don't die.
We could always like quit out to menu and then reload an autosave or something. Trying to figure out what this pose is. What is this pose? What are you going to be, pose? Like figuring out as I go along.
It's particularly funny trying to get like spatial information out of India after I've died. It's like, where are you? Down this passage. What passage? This one. Like, oh fuck me.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying it. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. It's very interesting getting spatial information out of you.
Well, I mean, what am I meant to tell you when I'm just down a passage? Like, I don't know what way is north. Like, what do you want me to say?
There's a pretty funny part where an archer kind of rounded a corner on us and India was like, quick, zag, zig, zag, and then she got shot once and just crumpled to the floor.
Immediately died. I was like, zigzag! And then I started running towards them and just got shot. I love Magic Boys Go to College because Big Niblin and Ragnar just want to go and get an education. That's all they want. And it's just like, just things keep happening to them. I should have zagged first. Oh, you're probably right. Ula, I should have taken the other way. I don't know why everyone's talking about Macaulay Culkin. I've missed this this strain of conversation. Oh, thanks, Sheeps. I think I remember Mike showing it, but everyone should look. I'm sure there are people who haven't seen it. I want my head to be lower down. The power. The power of wanting your head to be lower down and being able to select your head and make it lower down. Power.
You did genuinely give me a fright when I like turned around suddenly and you were like right behind me and your character's face like filled my screen. You looked kind of close to similar to the farmer we were fighting. So I turned around and you were just
Big Niblin is a charming boy.
You look horrendous.
I do not!
Have
oh my goodness!
One red eye, one milky blind eye. Your face is gone. It's
Big
overly
Niblin looks wonderful. Big Niblin's a friendly man, and he just wants friendship. How could you say this about him?
I genuinely got a fright.
No, he's great. Too many people judge by the way that others look. I think he looks fantastic. He found a new hat.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, you got your helmet with the spike.
Yeah, no, I found another hat as well.
Oh, did you?
And a circlet.
Oh, yeah. I found a crown. Yeah.
You found a crown?
Yeah.
Never told me that.
Didn't come up?
Oh, you uploaded it 48 hours ago. Well, then we can't have seen it. Do you want to have a look, Mike?
You can.
Okay, one sec. I don't have the sound, so you guys will have to see it without the sound. You ready? Hope everyone can see it. Okay, I'm sorry for the
Wait, it's a serial advert for us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
The reason I was like reluctant is because I have to do a bunch of like figuring out how to share my screen, not clip. So it was easier for India, but if it's sound and it's for us, then I'll do the effort.
I think feasibly you could basically just play your own quests, but we play together. And to be honest, the amount of buggy that the game is, if you wanted to play your own quests, you're probably better just to do single player, because then everything will spawn properly and the animations will work properly. Whereas I think if you try to do your own quests in Skyrim together, you might end up with a lot of things going wrong on the way.
Yeah. The game sort of depends on you being close to one another for things to sync up. And there was a point where I went into the inn and India had been in there for like 5 minutes already. And by the time I got in there was just NPCs who were on my game supposed to be sleeping, walking around and asking walking around, floating around, asking me to stop asking them questions. But they were like horizontal to the floor and just hovercrafting around the room. So I had some questions for them.
But they didn't want you to ask them, so.
Alright, okay.
There we go.
This. Do this. Alright. Play. Why is it so scary? Why is it so scary?
I love it.
Yeah!
Woohoo! Swifty! By the ball. I love it. $5.99 for a box of cereal sounds reasonable to me.
Someone threw it in. Cool.
Heck yeah. Thank you for making that. I mean, I know it was for an assignment, but thank you for making cereal for us. That's so cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, they're all
Doig.
throwing cereal in.
You're still ghosting. What's with that?
Am I still ghosting?
Yeah.
I don't want to ghost. Oh wow, yeah, you got the perfect placement. Nicely done. Swifties!
The perfect product.
I love our little environment. What else can we do with our environment?
Okay.
I should probably set it up so that when you hit Gib cereal, it just picks between Doig or Swift. Get some variety in there.
There we go. The body needs to start going up, but the head needs to keep going down. I was having the head start to come up and then go back down again, so it just needs to... Yeah. Cool.
Breaking the illusion. Oh, my feet glow so much. I kind of like being a ghost.
There we go.
Just making us
It's
fade out slowly.
More and more ghostly.
Default black color.
There we go. That's better.
Wait, why didn't that green screen us? Wow, the default settings were rubbish. Okay, cool.
Well, you go away, oh, it don't mean a thing. Going down the road. Going down the road. Going low, low. Leaving my home. Running in the wind.
Oh no, the controllers are backwards. God damn. I thought I fixed that.
I guess you have to fix it again. Sorry, Mike.
Do 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 bam 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 bam.
So what's everyone up to this week? I feel like the last 3 weeks have really just like whoosh. You know? I feel like I've barely got anything done, but they've run by at max speed. Please don't call me Daddy Swifty. No. You've been stressing over school? Oh no, how come? Whoa, Farty Arty, you cleaned your room and organised it and made an ecosystem in a jar in D&D theme. What the heck? That sounds cool. Martina, you baked some carrot cake waffles. That sounds incredible. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, ring a ting bling, your spring break is over and you're dying inside because you still have a screenplay to write by Wednesday. Oh my gosh, my dude. You might have to just like blurg it out like 500 words a day or something. I don't know. How long's it got to be? Ula, you watched Arlo last night. How is it? I'm so curious. I really want to watch Arlo. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, that's a shame. Ula says it's cute, songs are good, story's a bit lacking though, but I enjoyed it. That's a shame. The story's the most important part.
I think I figured out the player order now. Yeah, I got to be my doggo bear.
Sorry, I think we should have finished unplugging and replugging things now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was me. What keeps unplugging? That was the controllers. So India on the overlay defaults to player 1, but for some reason her fight stick was just not grabbing player 1. I love that sound is so kind of like universal that like when you put it through a stream, people are like, "Shit, what? Is all my peripherals working?" I'm really sorry, gaslighting you all.
I guess when it comes to inking this thing, I should probably decide on an inking brush so that it's universal.
Yeah, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling pipe cleaner for sure. Me
Okay.
realizing that if I'm asking Zeb for help with the inking, she's probably gonna murder me if I want her to ink not with the pencil tool. The pencil tool is like so bad when it comes to colouring. Maybe getting Z to clean up though and use the pencil tool will teach me how to better use it. Because I'll be like, but Z, the colouring is so hard after you use a pencil tool, and she'll be like, no, India, it's not. You're a fool. You just have to do this. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't know that.
Why? It feels weird to me that the brush tool would be better. You would think that pencil would be like more or less. Yeah.
I know that Z uses pencil tool for cleanup, so maybe if I have a cleanup party with her at some point.
Cleanup party.
Then
Ain't no party like a cleanup party.
Yeah.
Gonna clean up the meetings.
we just hang out a little bit and do some cleanup together, then maybe I'll be able to learn some stuff from how she does it. That will help me with my own stuff in the future and make me faster at cleanup.
Can you sing "Ain't No Party Like a Cleanup Party"?
Ain't no party like a cleanup party. Hey! Oh!
Ambient occlusion.
Some people at Flying Bark use pencil tool to animate roughs. Wow. I was amazed to discover that. I thought that at Flying Bark on Rise stuff, they used a pen with some texture to it because there's so much texture in the line art in the final. So I thought they were using pipe cleaner or something.
Maybe they just switch it afterwards.
They must. You do it in compositing, I think.
Either they do it in compositing, or if it's cleaned up with pencil, they just choose the correct one later.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
probably what they do. It feels too like well done for it to be like an After Effects thing.
But then why wouldn't they just initially ink in it? It feels weird for them to ink in a different pencil tool and then to change it at the end than to just work in that pencil tool.
Maybe it needs to change by the closeness to the character. So they like change the texture to whether they're close or far.
But then wouldn't you just have like 3 brushes where you're like close, far, wherever you are?
Yeah, but imagine like telling the artist, the animators while they're animating, like, remember and use the right brush. It's probably a better thing to be like.
We did that on Mystic Crystal.
Imagine doing that, India.
Imagine being like, use this brush for when they're close to the cam.
Accidentally like calling India out.
I mean, I've heard that my direction on that was what's the word?
I don't know. Ask Habbo.
Well, Habbo's only going to say nice things, of course, because Habbo's Habbo. And
phenomenal, says Ben.
Subpar. Not like necessarily bad, but just like very finicky. Like, you know, I feel like I'm still very much learning how to do it. Like, it's been pointed out that on Starlight Brigade, I was like very nervous about giving people direction. But maybe on Mystic Crystal I was too picky, you know, in terms of direction. So I'm like trying to take the lessons that I've learned on each project forward to become like better at doing it and making life easier for the animators.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think on Mystic Crystal I was just very nervous because I was working with like, I'd never worked with borders before. That weren't me.
Oh yeah, Mystic was a new kind of thing for that for you.
Yeah, and I also wasn't as hands-in on the animation myself as I was with Starlight. But the main thing I think that made me nervous was just that Starlight did really well, and I kind of felt a pressure attached to that to make this one really good. And the Don Bluth style is very like out of my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more like in Patrick's comfort zone, and Patrick was the one originally slated to direct it, but he just got too busy.
Yeah.
So I was like standing in for Patrick, and I was like, geez, how can I possibly do this as well as Patrick? Because Patrick knows Don Bluth stuff inside out, and like the style is very natural to him and organic. But I'm kind of having to try and learn it, and this is a song that they're like, this is really important to us, and it's gonna be like the anniversary of us soon. And I was like, oh, so it's a lot of pressure. I'm scared. I can't wait people to see it though, because I think people are really gonna like it. Like, everyone on the team did such an incredible job. And I hope people get to see their work soon.
Me too.
I don't know when it's going to be released, so I wish I could tell you guys when it's coming, but I don't know. Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, Habbo. I think it's just what kind of director do I want to be? And I want to be the kind of director that allows freedom, creative freedom from the team and encourages that. I feel like I've learned a lot working with JJ
Yeah.
as well, because JJ is really good at directing a team.
He seems like he would be.
Yeah. Like every project I'm on, I feel like I learn more and more about the kind of person I'd want to be on a team and the kind of director I'd want to be on a project. It's the cool thing about working with cool people, I guess, is you learn where you want to improve yourself, because you can see where they are like really excelling and you're like, wow, I want to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the hard parts of directing, it seems, is that you have to deal with your own insecurities while also managing others, depending on teammates and stuff. So it's a lot of balancing act.
See, Farty Arty says, I'm considering dropping out of high school early to continue on an art school since I already can, but I wouldn't have a high school diploma then? Farty Arty, if you're doing it just for the high school diploma, then don't. No one cares. Trust me.
Okay, so
The
diplomas and credentials like that matter when you want to move internationally, because that's like their measuring stick. If you're already in the US or whatever and you want to work in the US, then it's less important because you don't need to fill out red tape.
Do they really care? Like,
whether you
have a diploma or not when you're moving?
For visas, yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's definitely a consideration. The only other thing I think you'd need a diploma for is to get into college. Like, it's like a passport to the next step of the education system. If your portfolio's good though, I think they'll take you no matter what.
Yeah, so in terms of advice for like, you don't need a official education in order for a hiring manager at a company to hire you.
Yeah.
Unless you need to move internationally, in which case they can't get you a visa, in which case like you could work remotely for someone and they would hire you with or without your
credentials.
School official credentials.
That's really good to know though. I didn't realize that about visas.
Yeah.
It's a good job that I had no clue that that it was going to be useless beyond getting a visa then, and completed my diplomas.
Because you would have just been like, well, I don't need that. I don't want to mate. And then you'd be like, can I go to Canada? And they'd be like,
nope.
No.
Yeah.
Or they might not. Depend. Like your body of work after a certain point. I don't know. I think it's just sort of like this. They can't see you as a person, so they have to look at like a bunch of facts.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is like, why didn't you complete high school? I'm sorry, I was too busy animating. But see, the thing about like official, like going to these establishments and like things is like there's more to getting a degree than
just getting good,
getting the skills to do the job. Like
soft skills.
Moving away from home for the first time, fending for yourself,
making
buying food, making friends, learning how to navigate a city,
learning how to be in a space with people physically and collaborate as a team and be like a nice, cool person to talk to.
Being punctual, getting your stuff in on time.
Completing deadlines.
Collaborating with people in projects. Like these are
the things that you learn.
These are the things that you are challenged by in that sort of scenario.
So if you're not going to go, then make sure that you learn those soft skills somewhere else because they're really important for the job.
Also learn how to cook.
Yeah?
Your life will be better if you learn how to cook.
Is that spoken as someone who...
doesn't know how to cook? Probably.
spoken as someone who gets jealous every time, like, Ula or Patrick sends me over something that they've cooked, and I'm like, oh.
Just top ramen count. No. Well, yeah. If you can feed yourself and feed yourself. In the first year of university, our flatmates banded together and bought a deep fat fryer. That was a poor choice.
Yeah.
But my god, did it make delicious chips. Or fries. For you know, whatever your vernacular is. Is that the right word?
I don't know. What's vernacular? What? I was like, that doesn't sound like that's the right way to use it, but is it?
The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region. Yeah,
You're
it does.
100% correct.
Fuck yeah! I went
10
to school.
points to Gryffindor.
Do you ever experience that where you just use a word and you kind of know what it means, but you don't know what it means?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like you have a feeling for it.
Yeah.
You're like, this feels right to say here. And then you look up and you're like, it was right to say that.
I did it. I used it in my vocabulary. I don't use my vocabulary enough.
And then you're like, now I really know what this word means because I looked it up to fact check myself. And then you never use it again.
I really like the George Carlin, the stand-up routine he did that was like the things that we all kind of do, that like things that bring us together, that we all kind of have in common. It's just, I really like the thought process behind that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of comedy kind of can derive from the contrast that we have as humans on the planet. But I really like to he's like, you ever walking up the stairs and you take one extra step? And like he does the kind of physical acting out of, you think there's one more step and you try and take it. I'm just like, yeah, I've done that. It fucking hurts.
Hurts my heart. I see. If you were to go international, does an art school diploma count as well, or do they only care about high school? I think, and I didn't know that they cared a lot about it if you were going to be traveling internationally, so...
highest one wins,
yeah.
I think.
Okay, cool. I was going to ask you to fact check me because like I don't really know what I'm talking about, but as far as I'm concerned, it would feel right to me that your lower diplomas don't matter if you have higher qualifications. Like the latest one you get is the one that they'll look at.
Yeah, because it's kind of like dominoes, you know, you get the previous one to get the next one.
Yeah, high school isn't going to matter if you have a college diploma, and college isn't going to matter if you have university, and university is not going to matter if you have a master's, you know.
So if you don't get a high school diploma but you still somehow get into college and you complete the degree, that like the high school one being missing won't matter, I don't think.
Yeah, if you don't have a high school diploma but you have a doctorate, people are going to be like, okay.
Or they might look closer at the doctorate and
and be like,
prove it.
How did this happen?
How did this happen? I don't know if you guys knew that, but apparently the Irish 3D arts industry is absolute garbo, according to people who work there, and that's sad.
Oh, what is the Irish 3D arts industry? 3D arts as in making stuff for computer games, or 3D animation, or modeling, or what? I hadn't heard that, but I would be interested to know what to steer clear of.
While living in Ireland, we've never really applied for or worked in any 3D.
Yeah, like
3D thing.
But I'd be interested to hear like where you heard it and stuff, just because I'm interested. If anyone ever asks me, then I can be like, no, I heard this, don't do this.
Since I've always worked in the in the UK for official jobs and stuff, No one's ever asked me about my university degree.
No one gives an F. But then again, like I said, I haven't been looking to get visa stuff.
Yeah.
Only in terms of getting jobs. People don't give a crap what my degree was or what my diploma was or whether I got a first in my bachelor's of arts or not. What they care about is, did she do the test, the animation test we gave them? What is their portfolio like? Do we want to work with them? Most 3D studios don't lay out work like you should, with everyone doing fun stuff, but also having to do the chores too sometimes. But over there and most other places you start working by doing 5 years of only chores. Someone said it's not work, it's 3D labour. What industry is this though? Like, is this 3D modelling or animation? It sounds a bit like London. Like the way that London VFX houses work is that you start off as like a coffee runner. And that's like an official position that leads to you getting actually into the company as a creative person. Because I've had 2 friends who have gone down that route.
They've been runners.
Yep.
It's just,
Like,
it's an exploitative practice to have runners who, like, I think it's like interns almost.
It is, yeah. You
Unpaid.
get into an effects house in order to be a runner and get people coffee and do people's chores for them.
Easy.
And then eventually people are like, okay, you can try doing this now. So weird.
It's like the shittiest apprenticeship route, when you think about it, because if it's an unpaid position and it's in London, that person's gonna have to pay accommodation with no income. Like, that is not a tenable situation for 95 to 99% of the workforce.
I think it's the amount of work that's expected of you too. Like, I have a friend who went that route and we hung out one time and she just looked so tired and she was so stressed. She was so stressed out about it because I think they just had her like working ungodly hours, and I think it was also very like demotivating to have to spend 1.5 years doing not what you want to do in order to get the chance at doing something you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to be a producer? Okay, well, get coffee for me for 1.5 years and then we'll talk. Really weird.
It feels like hazing.
Yeah. It's like, bloody well get your own coffees. And give this person a position that they can actually like practice what they want to go into.
Ulu says this is why India never gets Mike a burrito. That's not true. She has done it on.
I refuse to be hazed.
No. India has on a number of counts gone to pick up burritos.
I have.
But the number of times I've gone to pick up India's burritos far outstrips the number of times she has picked up a burrito for me.
I don't know. I think they're about equal out.
They're not equal at all.
Because I order far fewer burritos than you do.
Yeah. And
sometimes I go and pick yours up for you when I don't have any order to pick up whatsoever.
that. I don't know if that happens.
Whereas you're always picking up your order as well.
How could I always pick up my order if you sometimes
Because every time I order a burrito, you also order one. But I don't always order a burrito every time you order one.
Okay.
burrito wars.
It's
This
just
is the
both
true meat.
trying to work out.
This is the true meat of the relationship, is who orders the most burritos and who picks them up the most.
I order the most, I pick them up the most. It doesn't balance out. No way can it balance out.
Hmm.
I've been in the burrito place so many more times than you have.
Yeah, because you keep ordering burritos for yourself. And not necessarily for me too.
I always ask you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah, point is I want to start a studio for students and people who want to jump in 3D or 2D, but money doesn't grow on trees, and funding for a company that doesn't hope to make millions is not easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's almost like this transitional phase that as a career you kind of... I was talking about this with our flatmate who works in comics. There's a similar vibe there. Should I pass on this knowledge to you? Is this too good? Is this too juicy?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, you should. The better the knowledge, the more urgent it is that you pass it on.
I love you. I love you for...
Gotta be so annoyed with you if you don't.
I'm just teasing them.
I want the knowledge too. Give it to me.
Give us the juice, Doig. So, if you consider this, when you first kind of go into your career, a lot of the opportunities that you'll be seeking and finding and able to obtain will be work for hire in some form or another. Is someone wants something, you have the skills as a kind of like artist or whatever to provide that, to create their vision. At a certain point you might work on something that that with your name attached to it and the experience you get from it proves that you have the ability to go that one step further. So there's almost this like first initial phase of a career where it's like you're making other people's ideas, whether that be like you're working on comic scripts and drawing comic stories for writers. If you do get eventually hired for... I'm going to use Declan's career as an example because it's there to exemplify. Example? Make an example of? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, like, he's now at the point in his career where he's worked for DC Marvel. He's worked on stories with them. He's at the point where he's doing like writing and drawing his own stuff, but he's also worked on creator-owned things as an artist. But he's at the point where now where he is writing and drawing stuff and his own creator-owned stuff and creating IPs and working with others. I feel like there's kind of this natural progression where you work for hire stuff for others, build a name, and then start to work for your own projects, your own IP, and you can build the appeal and anticipation for your own thing off of the back of the reputation or the skill and the prowess that you've shown in other... I'm not really saying this well.
What is this amazing knowledge that you want me to drop on us?
I don't know.
You do. Go on.
So I think when you... Okay, I give a tangible example. You're my brain. What I'm going to say is, like, if you want to build a studio and you want to make stuff and you want to get funding, there's a more likelihood that you'll get funding for something if you have something successful in your wheelhouse from before. And that you can't just go from like college graduate to making your own stuff necessarily unless it's like super good. But the kind of natural path is you work for others, you work for hire, and then you work for yourself and you make your own stuff and then you sell that. No, not literally like sell it or like, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying.
Or do you think that sometimes it works the other way around? Where you make stuff that you love for yourself during college, where you have the time to do so and the funding to do so. Or just when you get out of college and you have a bit of free time and maybe a steady retail job somewhere, you make your own stuff and then people want to hire you to make their stuff from the fact that you've made some really cool, exciting stuff of your own.
Yes.
What? Yes wasn't an answer. I was like, what do you think to this? Yes.
Yeah, I think that's true. You make what you want to make. You get hired making what you want to make for others. Then by the point where you've made what you wanted to make for others, that you can make what you want for yourself, you will have built like a small kind of cluster around yourself that would be excited by whatever it is you want to make next.
So what you're saying is that you make your own stuff off your own back to get hired to make other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And once you've done that enough, you will hopefully have the resources to make your own stuff again, but this time be able to hire people to help you make your own stuff. And then you become the person who is making other people work on their stuff for them.
Not making them, but yeah.
You become the person who other people look at and they go, I have to make stuff for this person in order to one day make my own stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
The endless cycle.
Yeah.
Unless you are just like have very like a lot of resources right out the gate.
You don't have
and are
to
a millionaire who can just be like, I'm going to make a company and I'm going to hire these people to make my thing.
Yeah. Or you go the cartoon saloon route. And you just make your own thing and build.
Well, they got funding from a bunch of people to make it.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't just make it. Like, they got funding from the Irish government.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
To make it so they could hire a studio space and...
Cartoon Saloon has made a lot of stuff for others as well. Yeah. Yeah. Ben says, what you do is you live in your parents' basement and make it there. That's also...
That's a viable option. Like, people say that like it's like you live in your parents' basement and then you make stuff, and it's like sometimes that's what you have to do. Like,
cut down on your outgoing expenses for sure. Yeah.
Just because you live in a basement doesn't mean that you are not going to make incredible stuff.
Toby Fox made
Undertale
in Andrew Hussy's basement.
Yeah, like people look down on like parents' basements like they're a bad thing, but honestly, that's sometimes where you need to be to make the thing. That's just an arts career, unfortunately, sometimes. But don't let like making the stuff in a basement make you feel like a loser, because you're not.
No. Like
that's sometimes the best place to be, because it's smart not to have to pay rent if you're living with your parents at this point, to be able to make the stuff you want to make, because you simply would not be able to make it if you had to, because you wouldn't have the time. You would have to spend that time getting a retail job or something to make sure that you can afford to live. For
a certain part of my career, I was basically doing that with India. Like, she would go and work I think at the time it was Sega Hardlight, and I was basically living at home working on my own project. It fell through, unfortunately, but
yeah, but I was happy to do the work at a place I wanted to work and had fun working, so that you could have the freedom to do your stuff at home. Like, we both get what we want. It's great. But yeah, unless it's a toxic environment for you and like a bad place to be, in which case, you obviously don't want to be there. But yeah, basements get a bad rap. Sometimes a basement can give you the freedom and resources you need to make something cool.
So the real goal is to get enough money to afford a house with a basement for the next generation to live in.
Honestly, I don't know, maybe. Hopefully the next generation won't need basements, because the next generation have been able to get started so much faster than our generation. because of the amount of free software and resources that are out there right now. People can be animating from when they're like 8 years old, if they want to be.
Ben's like, I mean, I know people who are like, oh, you live with your parents and then they share an apartment with people they hate.
Yeah, like why would I want to pay for that experience? If your parents are like cool and okay with it, you know, then sometimes that is the best place to be to make something. Like obviously you don't want to be there your entire life, but sometimes you need financial freedom to be able to make art, because art is a slow burn. You don't make something and then people naturally pay you for it straight off the bat.
In a lot of ways, like India and I are in a flat share now. Not in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways,
We are.
the way that I was gonna say in a lot of the ways, the way that we live now is that.
It's almost squatting. It's almost squatting. Like we pay rent to Declan and the rent's expensive, but Declan shoulders the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And like we very much were taken in by him like street urchins when we had nowhere else to go. So thank you to Declan for harbouring us from the cold outside.
And now I'm basically his technical support in various things that he does.
Yeah, it's the least we could do.
Like, hey, you should stream. Here's the equipment to do so. Oh, you need a podcast edited. Sure, I can do that.
You want a trailer for your book? Say no more. He does pay us for it though.
That's true.
It's not like he just asks us to do it.
No, that's very true. I was about to add that like my new headphones were bought as a like I needed new headphones and I needed it also to get good sound quality to hear the podcast, so it was symbiotic. Then COVID happened, and now I'm working off my podcast debt by doing Kickstarter videos and stuff. That's really
Fati Arti, do you have any alternative schools you could look at? Oh, also, Fati Arti, what is it that you want to actually do? Like, is it animation that you want? You okay, Mike?
Yeah, sorry. Tip just said Declan's a funny bean stashing away old batteries in a big jar, and I looked around to see if that is...
It's still there.
Is it still there?
Yep. One day it's going to burst into flames, and that's going to be it for us. Maybe we should dispose of that for him.
There's an electrical thing for that. I don't know what he's doing.
Pinky Pink says, Mike, when is your birthday? I want you guys in the calendar, and Ola is bullshitting me.
It's the 20th of April.
It's not. Don't listen to him. But yeah, please make sure you get everyone's birthdays in the calendar, because I keep missing people's. And it makes me feel very bad to miss them. So I want to be able to see everyone's birthdays. Mike's birthday is the 27th of October.
Oh, I guess I did doxing me. What if I didn't want people to know?
Then you should have told me that. Probably.
I was about to say gaslighting me. That's not what I meant.
Not the thing.
You already forgot my birthday. Thanks, Ula. Thank you. It's Vert's birthday today.
It's not.
Yeah.
But really? Is it really? It really is. Bert! Happy birthday! It is a day when you are older now and you are here. Having a wonderful day, a birthday day that's full of cheer. But...
Full of cheer, Vert. Full of cheer, Vert. Full of our
It's your birthday song from us. Happy birthday, Vert. Make sure everyone's birthdays get in that calendar. I require them.
I'm so excited to get the models back from Kawa. So excited! I'm really excited.
And I just can't hide it. I know. I want to.
Animate them. Are you gonna do one anim with them, India?
One.
One.
One. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't wanna.
That's fair. You always said that.
Hate anime.
Yeah, anime. Maybe they'll be good rigs.
Yeah.
That aren't built. Well, they will be good rigs, but what I mean by that is like they will be different. They will be different from the ones I make.
Maybe I will animate with them later, but I don't want to animate anything
Serious.
yeah, for the stream with them, because I think we have some friends who'll be way better at doing that if they'd be up for it. If no one's up for it, then I'll do it because I have to.
Fair enough.
But I believe I said way back when.
if do them 3D, that I'm not gonna animate them.
Yeah. If you're making our avatars in 3D, I am not gonna animate them. I would sooner have you animate them, Doig.
Wait. Can't tell if backwards compliment or backhand smash to the head.
Neither of those are good things. I'm saying I think you would do a better job than I would.
Oh. I wouldn't say that.
I just really don't enjoy animating 3D in Blender. I just really don't. And I don't want to do it.
Warm-ups are so important.
Are they?
Warming up the drawing muscles, yeah.
This is my warm-up. It's my warm-up for the rest of the day.
I realized doing like the Pokemon thing yesterday and then going on to do like the drawing of Bumblebur on the stream after that, like just...
Did you feel looser?
Yeah, so I was able to draw what I was wanting to draw.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, yeah, then we should definitely make sure that we do more warm-ups.
I don't draw anymore often enough. Ever. I realized...
You don't draw anymore often enough ever.
I realized I picked up an eraser off the floor and I was like, how did that
What
get there?
is this artifact?
What is this? What could this be? I picked it up and went, oh, I wonder why that's there. And then my brain was like, why are you...
Couldn't be because you were drawing.
I wasn't drawing! That's the point I'm trying to make is like...
I wasn't being sarcastic.
My point was that my brain went through like, oh, I wonder why that eraser is next to my desk on the floor. Why would that be there? I haven't drawn in... Wait. Why is my brain being like, why is an eraser next to me? It's like, because it should be next to you, full drawn paper.
I think it's fair. Like, I have periods of not drawing for a long time.
You also have periods.
I do. Fun facts about me. Yeah, I have periods where I don't draw for a long time, and I'm surprisingly okay with it.
But what do you
I
do?
get the itch.
What do you do in those times?
Other stuff.
Like what?
Like let me think. Like make games.
You don't draw when you make games.
Not always, no.
I've never
Like,
known you not to draw.
When I was programming Piggy, I wasn't drawing. I was just programming every day.
Weren't you drawing at work though?
And it was fun. No, I had 2 weeks off.
Oh.
Or was it a week? I had at least a week or 2 weeks off. That
Yeah,
I
you're-
was spending
You're
to.
talking about a week. I'm talking about like for the last year. I've not been drawing.
I feel like I've had times when I just haven't drawn for a long time. I've like had a job where I've gone and animated 3D, and then I've come home and I've played Skyrim or watched Battlestar Galactica,
Fair.
and I haven't drawn. And yeah. I think so long as you're doing something creative, it's like fueling that brain juice, you know?
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stories about people who have taken breaks from drawing and come back being able to draw way better than when they took the break.
I think you still have to be immersed in like art making around you in that time as well.
I don't know. Like, there are people who have like just gone traveling or, you know, done volunteer work or something for a long time, for years, and then come back to drawing afterwards and been better for it.
I know
think
Brom.
it's I think it's so long as you're creatively engaged.
Brom.
But what were you saying? Sorry.
I know Brom's wife, the artist Brom. That happened to her. Like, they were both artists, and at a point where they had kids and stuff, they discussed it and came to the mutual decision that Brom would keep working in art, and they would take a back seat and look after the children.
Mm-hmm.
He probably. I was like, I don't think he just secluded himself away or anything. Like, never saw them. But at the point where the kids were sort of like at an age where they're going to school and stuff, I think she started painting again, and she found that her painting had improved. I guess her like knowledge of painting had improved, and she was applying it later.
Yeah.
Found that there was, yeah.
It's true. So much of art, I think, is confidence and knowledge. It's not like our hands develop muscles that other people's hands don't have.
Speak
And
for
that then
yourself.
just
Shows hands and like there's just extra muscles on the
Just
back
biceps on your fingers. It, like, all the stuff that we learn in art is mental. It's knowing where to put the lines, you know, and having the confidence to do it and know that our hands are going to be steady enough. So, like, I think that it makes a lot of sense that you could step away from actually the practice of doing it, but still be learning about it.
I just realized I have no stabilization on my brush. I think sometimes I usually do. I don't know, man.
Did I just call all of chat mental? You're mental! Art's a mysterious thing. I think a lot of art is experience as well. Experience, ambition, confidence. All those weird things that come from inside your own brain. You know?
Art is kind of like, if you think of a computer, like input processes and outputs, the art part is the process in the middle. So even if you're not outputting, you're still inputting and processing. That's my answer really when someone's like, but you could just have take a photograph of that. Like, you could, but you don't understand how this is another separate point. You don't understand how much thinking and like planning and stuff that can go to photography. Just take a picture of it. Like, just taking a picture is as simple as pointing the camera at it.
Yeah, it's as big an insult to photography as it is to art. But art is so much about, like, reinterpreting the reality of something, or adding your own expression, or showing your own viewpoint through that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just about showing something one-to-one with reality. Often photography isn't either. And sometimes you can animate with photography. It's not just like open and shut.
That's stop motion in most cases. Is
It's still animation.
animating with photography.
Yeah.
Dog, stop being a nerd. I'm a bully you, you grown ass man. Why are you bullying me? How am I being nerd? How am I being nerd?
How are you not being a
'Cause
nerd?
is that my input process output thing? Literally, the thing in your computer that does the thinking is called a central. Is it not computer processing unit?
Nerd.
Hey, I was watching a film yesterday.
Nerd.
And
Costuming the arts like a big old nerd.
and there's a kid being bullied in it, and he's like, the bully's like, you know, admit you're a nerd, and she goes, I'm not a nerd, I'm intelligent, there's a difference. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Who cares?
What does that even mean?
So like,
Oh,
Do
did you
nerds-
also watch that, Ula?
the nerds
I've not
therefore
watched it all yet.
deserve to be called nerds, and it's a bad thing. Like,
Like,
I guess if
I
you
don't
mean-
get it. It's like,
if by being a nerd you mean that someone is obsessed with something to the point where that's all there is to them as a negative thing, I guess you could see that as like an actual insult. And
I'm gonna look up the definition of
criticism.
nerd.
but if you just mean that someone like is very knowledgeable about something and passionate about it, then oh no.
A nerd, apparently, according to the Googles, a foolish or contemptible person who lacks social skills or is boringly studious.
Oh, okay.
Boringly
Studious.
Boringly studious. So I'm not boringly intelligent or studious. I'm just smart.
The thing is,
I guess it
the
works.
thing is that I am boringly studious to
No,
a
you're-
lot of people.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
Sure am.
No,
All I
you're
talk
not.
about is animation. But to animators, I'm not boringly studious because I'm talking about the thing they love too.
I'm boringly studious.
I'm saying that it's subjective to who you're talking to. If you talk to someone about cars for 2 hours, I would find that boringly studious. But
about
if-
cars.
yeah, if
But
someone
what about all the engine parts and how they work together?
I hate it when you like deliberately miss my point. Just for fun. So I have to explain the minutiae of things that I shouldn't have to. When you do understand, you're just deliberately playing ignorant. Just to frustrate me.
I'm
Just so I
unboringly
can't get my
studious.
words out.
I'm
Just so I
sorry.
can't finish my point.
Sorry, okay, I apologize for that.
My
Please
point
continue.
is that to someone who's like studying engines, talking about engines for 2 hours could be perceived to someone like me as boringly studious. But to someone else who's super into engines, it could be the most captivating thing they've talked about with them. You know, that's all.
Yes.
Dope, dope, dope.
Dot dot dot.
Dope, dope, dope.
Dot 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 dot. India
Well,
India came up with a song that was just the little monsters and Mario singing like Pokemon. Just like
it was really dumb.
Koopa Koopa Koopa.
Koopa, Koopa, Koopa.
Oh, I love the things that make me laugh.
I love the things that make you laugh too. Make me
Mario.
feel good.
Mario.
Koopa, koopa, koopa.
Koopa Koopa Koopa.
Koopa, koopa, koopa. Koopa, koopa, koopa. Koopa, koopa, koopa. Koopa, 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 koopa. Oh, that's Mario.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Gumba, gumba, gumba. Get that Swift out of here! Get her out!
Oh, you animating the camera. So
Yeah.
that she
Sure am. Who needs to have a camera move when you can animate it?
With a tween on an object, it moves the whole canvas. The camera tool can go into the depth. You can move it around as if the planes are a 3D space. It's Toon Boom Camera.
It's beautiful.
It's Toon Boom Camera.
It's Toon Boom Camera. If you use a peg, you can peg to your frames, and then you can move them around the whole screen.
Independently of the drawing itself, it means you can replace the assets when you have less proxies.
Toon Boom Camera.
It's your friend for life.
The Toon Boom Camera. My best friend for life.
India literally is a theater kid. Like, you are the definition of a theater kid.
I don't know if I am.
You what? You are. You are.
I don't know if I
You
am.
are. Both your parents worked in theater.
Mm.
You've taken improv.
Yeah.
Your parents worked in like set design, costumes. You spent time around
already said
theaters. Your dad is best friends with the person who like runs theater companies and part manages Peter Rabbit.
Let's not forget that I did drama in school and was in theatre productions for fun. Because they're great. And I want to do more of them. I want to do more musicals. I want to join a theatre group. I want to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be a theater
I miss
kid?
it. I love theatre. It's so fun.
I, on the other hand, was not.
The end. It's the saddest story. Do you think you'd ever be up for it?
Being in a play.
Yeah. Or is that just something that-
performing in front of an audience
Yeah. Is that just something that doesn't interest you at all?
and making up stories and improving and singing in front of people?
Well, potentially.
I don't think I could ever see myself doing that.
Not necessarily. Like, not necessarily improving.
I was a Smurf once.
Okay.
I had to drag someone off stage.
Right.
I've been in a production.
Oh, what was the production? Was it the Smurfs?
No, it was the end of year play that we did at high school.
Would you be interested in doing something like that again? Like an actual theatre company?
Maybe. My adolescent teenage lizard brain is screaming, "What? No!" But my actual brain is going, maybe.
Punk Cherries, surely you realise though that the crossover between choir kids and theatre kids is prevalent and true and strong.
And it was also in a choir.
I was also a choir kid.
What if 53 people were looking at us right now? I don't know. What would that happen then? What would that mean?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl.
You are my
Theatre kid, activate.
You should just start gyrating. I think we have good chemistry to work together,
Nah.
like, creatively.
There's no spark. There's nothing
No-
there.
There's nothing. I look for the reaction between us, and I find nothing.
Oh, I didn't read your chromo. Hold on. I must have missed it. Tib, that's terrifying. That's awful.
Oh, jeez.
Oh! Oh! Chromail. Ah. Give. Okay. This one's from Farty Arty, who says, "Psst, India. You pretty epic. Ooh woo. Don't tell Doig. But he's
Don't tell
pretty
me.
cool too. That's all. Have a nice day. Oh! Oh! Thank you, Stamps. Thank you very much, Farty Arty. Man, yeah, I would love to get involved in some theatre stuff. Wherever we move next, I want to join a theatre group. I miss it so much.
Okay. Shall we join it together?
Yeah, I want to...
Maybe.
Let's
maybe
put on
I
Hades Town.
India. What? Maybe I don't have to get involved.
You could be
By
a
being-
lighting tech.
Yeah, that's what I was
You
thinking.
could be a lighting tech. You would enjoy that so much.
I could light theater
You could light theatre.
and paint backgrounds.
You could be a theatre designer. And I could be your star.
Yeah, I could learn how to like stages and stuff.
That would be so fun. Bardiani says, if you love improv and stuff, try D&D with Doig.
Never.
It's with friends and you just act with each other and shit, it's amazing. Us? D&D together? Never. Never do that. We may be currently D&Ding together in a game right now.
India is my favorite bird friend in D&D.
I'm a Kenku rogue. And Doig is a druid dwarf who was raised by bears.
I think D&D is a really good way for you to like work on your improv skills.
Yeah. I think so too. There was one part I was really proud of.
Like D&D is just improv with dice.
There was one part I was really proud of. I'm going to toot my own horn.
Toot it.
Which was my Kenku character can't say anything without having heard another character say it first. So I have a big list of things that people have said through the campaign that I have to scroll through when I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike and I went and spied on one of our party one night. Our friend Noma. She went and had this weird covert meeting with someone, and Doig and I followed her to find out what was going on.
I was a dog.
Yeah.
I think.
And didn't get spotted by her, and we overheard the conversation. And she said some like mean stuff about her own party.
Oh.
And it was nice to be able to, like, a couple of sessions later, when she was asking us why we were acting off with her, to be able to, like, pull out that entire conversation from my Kenku notebook and just ape back to the exact thing that she said in the pub.
Yeah.
And even Nick was like, oh, shit!
That was great, yeah.
Great things about being a Kenku. That's number one. Being able to throw things back in people's faces that they said.
Yeah, you can sort of like, this is what I heard, and this is I can only speak the words that you spoke true.
Yep, so you know that that's definitely what you said. Because I'm a Kenku.
The only time you recite me is when you're mocking me. It's pretty good.
No, I recite you. You have lots of useful things for me to say.
Do I?
Yeah, happy cave time. It's great. Useful is great.
Happy cave time.
You have like lots of nice things to say. Noma has like exclamations that she says, but you have lots of things like, I would like to do what I can to help and stuff.
That definitely gave you an opportunity to be more of a better bird.
Yeah. You are the good influence in the party, Mike.
I truly am. I'm the peacekeeper who's on the quest for revenge.
Yeah, it's true.
The pacifist who wishes to murder.
Let me see how this is looking. It's gonna be okay.
So what's this with an Among Us RP? How does that work?
Yeah, how does that work?
Because I could be the scruffy janitor type. I didn't see nothing. My dwarf druid character is very like passively perceptive, and so like he runs at 17 most of the time, just passively. So he notices things, but he doesn't bother to tell anyone else about them. So I think one of the first sessions I was like, Bumble makes a note of this and tells no one. It's really fun to like not warn people of things. He just assumes that everyone else has noticed it, and therefore doesn't think it's important enough to share. That's the true reason, by the way, India. He just thinks you've also seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he thinks highly of you.
Oh, no. I do have, like, an amazing passive perception. I think my passive perception's better than yours.
Shit. Really?
Yeah, not that it helps me much, though. I think I have, like... I can tell you. I'm sure everyone's extremely interested in this.
Numbers are your best friend when they have meaning attached. You can tell people things that are important. And they can deduce the outcomes of said numbers when you tell them because you've attached an arbitrary meaning that is meaningful. Numbers. They're the way that we communicate quantities and values of things. Numbers.
I have 18 passive perception.
Yeah, you're better than me. Is this a tiny foot? Did I? Oh, I zoomed in too much. Look, she just got a tiny foot. Look at my tiny foot. God damn it.
I'm scrubbing through the timeline. It's actually pretty slow scrubbing through this, which is interesting because it was very fast when I was scrubbing through storyboard, but it's less fast when scrubbing through harmony. Interesting.
Is it maybe the number of strokes that you've made?
It might be. Might well be.
Do you have auto flatting turned off?
Yeah. Why would I want to? Yeah. Not gonna auto flat.
I don't know.
Not when I still want to adjust things.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be very hard to adjust things if I auto flat. I guess I need to move myself more off screen here.
Is it lagging more than your old computer does?
No.
That suggests to me that maybe you're not using your GPU.
Maybe.
Let's check.
Okay.
GPU settings. Yeah, it's probably in your settings somewhere. Her boot is too small.
But the boot is too small.
Tibbs asks, India, when you press play on Toon Boom, do you still have to wait for it to play through a few frames before it's stable, or does it just go?
I think I still have to wait. Given what I saw a second ago. Do you want me to try switching it in settings and then see?
Yes.
Okay.
Or do it now and then sanity check after.
Okay. Let me just make sure I've got this arc working okay, or it's going to drive me bonkers.
It's worth noting that India is also sharing her screen through Discord, which is maybe a little bit.
Okay. So here's me
taxing.
playing it through. And as you can see, it's stuttering.
Huh. Huh.
Let me just hit loop to make sure it's gonna play through more than once.
Do me a favor. Oh, there it goes.
Through our second time through, it plays smooth.
We are using Discord for screen share today. That's what I was gonna say.
I don't like the way my hand goes straight off screen. I want it to kind of go down in a little loop.
So okay, do a bunch of changes. Do a little dance.
Make love.
Draw a little thing.
Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Don't be afraid to let it go. When you be putting on a show. That's what? That's huh? That's booty.
And now try playing it through from the start, India.
Okay. It seems to be working okay now.
Let's make him say
I
yes.
think that's because it's already like buffered a bunch of stuff, you know?
I might spend a little bit of today fixing our follow thing.
I think I need to start going off screen sooner.
You do like the quiet little alert echoes. Yeah. One of them's coming through the Unity one, and one of them is Streamlabs.
Endless iterations until it looks okay. This is the way I work. Just trial and error, baby. And now I can scrub perfectly well. It's like it needs to render it through once. And then you can scrub.
India Doig, might I ask, what's it like being good at art? Because I can't
That's bad.
relate. Sheeps, I've seen what you've made. What are you talking about?
First says, what does it feel like to be a god? I can't answer that. If only I knew. I guess I'll have to do the sleeve tomorrow. That definitely feels better, having me move sooner.
Well, honestly, it's a tough gig because you're constantly expecting yourself to be able to do stuff, and when you slip up, like there's the fear.
Tib says, it's tough to be a god. When you're mortal and a slob. I mean, this is how it feels. Be dignified when really you're a sham. The feeling of being an artist.
You think they were channeling that through?
Be the object of devotion. Be a subject of song. It's a rather touching notion. All those prayers and those so long. That's not true. I expect awesome stuff from you because I've seen you do awesome stuff. Yeah, the imposter syndrome anthem. It's so true. It's so true.
So here's the thing.
Mm.
You start out and you're making stuff, and at a certain point you keep making stuff, then you make something that kind of can fulfill the tick box of successful in whatever field you're doing. And once you tick that box is there forever, and then you have to keep ticking more boxes like it. Like, people are just like, you know, you fail, you pick yourself up, you learn from it. But they don't really say like, you succeed, and then by the way, you gotta keep succeeding.
And then people are expecting things from you.
And you gotta live up to that. And that's a whole other fish.
That's true, but you know, I kind of feel like
You gotta let it go?
I kind of feel like on another level, people don't really care.
No.
Like,
Well,
they don't.
there's certain vocal people who do, but they are best to be
Like, you said
would
something
say.
to me the other day that was
Did I?
interesting.
Did
Yeah.
I? What did I say?
You said something like everything I touch turns to gold. And then you cited Starlight Brigade, and then you cited something else. I think you cited Mystic Crystal as well. And I remember thinking in my head that you had obfuscated from your brain all the stuff I'd done that didn't, and that failed. And it's almost like I get scared because I think because I did one good thing, everyone's expecting me to do a million good things. But people seem to also just overlook the stuff I do that isn't good. Because I've done plenty of stuff which hasn't been great.
Like what?
Like, I'm not particularly proud of the work that I did on Heartburner anymore when I look back at it. Not when compared to other stuff. And I've done plenty of quick or hour-long animations, even on stream in front of people, that have turned out not very good. And I've either abandoned or just haven't brought up a lot anymore because they didn't turn out very well.
This is an interesting thing. Yeah.
So I think maybe we think people care more than they do. Like, we're scared that people are going to judge us because we've done one successful thing and now people are expecting everything to be that way. But in actual fact, people are like okay to overlook a lot of bad stuff. Like, if you do stuff which isn't, you know, particularly skillful, people don't really care. And they don't tend to bring up the stuff they don't remember very well. And a lot of the stuff we do which isn't particularly good is just stuff that people won't remember very much.
Yeah. People don't remember you at your worst.
Tip says, don't worry, India, I'll never forget your horse animation attempt. Oh no.
Oh no.
What, the one where you did the one for the Shadow Colossus in perspective?
That one wasn't particularly good. And I think I did a few drawovers for Mystic Crystal where I was like, I tried to do some drawovers on the horses because I could see they didn't look quite right. And I just couldn't. And I was like, Gemma, help me. Gemma, you could draw horses. Can you do these drawovers? I can't.
When I made the comment about everything you do turns to gold, I was meaning more like, I didn't mean like everything you do is the best possible. That statement was more like when you invest time into something that you care about and put out there, it's more often than not, or in my experience in the time that I've known you, always. Now, I'm not meaning to put pressure on that, but the things that came to mind were like, you made a comic that did, in the sphere in which it was operating, it did pretty well. And you did a Game Grumps animation that led to did pretty good.
I guess so, but that's the thing, is like, the things that did good. But there are also things I did that didn't do good. And people just don't remember them.
Yeah.
So it's not like everything I do turns to gold. It's like some things I did okay and did well. And some things haven't. But people don't remember the ones which didn't do super well. So people think that everything I do turns to gold. But in actual fact, it's only like a third of the stuff I've done has been well received. And 2/3 of it have been brushed under the rug because no one remembers them. So I mean it as like a positive thing to ease the pressure.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me feel better to know that people don't remember the things I did that weren't particularly good. Because I think the worst fear for people is that they'll do something that people are expecting to be good, and then people will be like, feel almost betrayed by the fact that it's not good, and will make a big deal about it not being good, and give them a very hard time for it not being good.
People tend to do that for things that feel like they come from a corporate entity, though.
You know, it's freeing to think that if you do something bad, people are probably likely to just forget about it.
Yeah.
And like, that kind of sucks in its own way, but it's also very freeing in its own way. Where it's like, you can just try again, you know?
I think it's the same of like, if you have social anxiety or like you have these thoughts and fears about like that dumb thing you said that time.
That no one remembers except you.
The people who were there, they don't remember it because it was a dumb thing that like their brain was just like.
Unless it was really dumb. Unless you were like.
Don't have the caveat unless it was really dumb.
Well, unless you were like horribly racist and offensive or something, in which case people probably do remember.
That's not a dumb thing. That's an awful thing.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That's true. That's true. But yeah.
I was in a team meeting.
I'm kind of scared of how this connects to what we were just talking about.
And we started up, and it was like a stand-up meeting where you have to like give a summary of what you did today and what you're aiming to do. Did yesterday and aiming to do today. And I just came on the webcam and I was like, "Oh, guys, you know, I'm just doing my best to exist today." And the chat just went, "That's dark." And I was like, I was meaning it as a joke of just like, oh, my brain is scrambled and like...
Your delivery is way too deadpan for people to get your humor.
I was just meaning of like, finding it difficult to, like...
You were trying to make people
be productive
laugh.
today. Yeah. Like, I was just doing my best to exist. Haha. And people are just like, mood. Ula would have laughed loud if I was in the meeting. I think there is a humor there's a humor divide, I think, sometimes over the Atlantic. My friend who's from the UK says like sometimes humor just doesn't, the American audience just take you literally and they try and respond to you in the most genuine way. So I don't know, it's weird. Like
you're deadpan, like British humor.
Like if you're just deadpan British humor, they're just like, oh no.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were having a hard time. And you're like, no,
I'm fine.
I'm not.
Like I'm a baseline. I'm pretty good. I just like I thought it'd be fun. Yeah. So that's something I remember saying, and then I told you and Declan about that, and you just laughed your fucking asses off at me.
Yeah.
About like, oh, like just imagining me in that meeting.
That's because me and Declan have like this running joke that you're bad at delivering punchlines to jokes.
I'm really bad at jokes.
But that in itself is very charming and funny, and makes us laugh way more than the joke probably would have if you delivered it successfully.
Yeah.
And we are laughing at you, but it's in like an affectionate way. You know, like, that's Doig.
And yeah, I can't tell jokes. I can't tell jokes that are that are jokes.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
I can't tell a joke. Like if you were to come up to me and be like, "Hey Michael, tell a joke," I can do it. I can just make humorous statements. I'm a situational kind of funny. Sometimes. I'm mostly just awkward. Declan's humor makes me laugh, but it took me a few minutes to realize he was joking. When I first met Declan, I was a little bit intimidated by him because he was like this really cool like comics artist. Like but before we moved in with Declan, we'd met him twice. He just seemed cool, and like he had a really cool cat, you know, it just made sense. But when I first was talking to Declan, that intimidation meant that I was just a little bit like quieter and like mumbly, and I would stumble over my words, or like I would just generally not deliver it in a confident way. And when I was talking to him, Declan really listens to you.
Oh yeah, he does.
But because I was mumbly, he would just start staring intently because
he was trying to hear you.
He was trying to hear me. And I would just be like looking at him, and he'd be like staring at me, like trying to understand what I'm trying to tell him. And I would like, it'd be like I would be like like going back into my shell, and he'd be following me with his attention. It was really funny because I was like, oh my god, does he hate me or something? Is he really annoyed by what I'm saying, and he's just waiting for me to finish? And then he would just sort of like laugh with something at the end and be like, all right, cool, yeah. And then you just like talk. I've since, I think, gotten over that, but it's just really funny, like, duality there, where he was genuinely listening and giving me his full attention. But I thought, yeah.
I'm just thinking about what you were saying about using dark humor and people like not understanding it and not getting it and taking you seriously. I'm remembering a time when I had like the opposite problem, and I still think about it sometimes and feel awful about it.
What was this?
I was having a conversation with someone, and they were a friend, and they said something really, really dark,
Oh no.
and I laughed
Oh, no.
because I was like, ah, dark humor. And they didn't. And they were being serious. And I still feel really, really bad about misinterpreting that and like laughing at something that was probably really horribly painful for them. It's just like, it just got dropped into conversation from nowhere. I was like...
I'm trying not to laugh right now.
I was like, haha! And then it wasn't a joke. I felt so awful. Oh my gosh, has that ever happened to you guys? Yeah, Declan is like a famous guy, basically. He's like a very well-known comic artist.
He's well known.
He's famous,
but he's not
for people who love comics,
famous.
I think.
Yeah.
If you love his work, he's famous, if that makes sense.
Turns out India's a bad person.
Yeah. Yeah, I really was in that moment. Like, I felt awful. Yeah, that poor person. I hope they're okay. Like, I had no clue what to say after that.
Oh,
I think I just wasn't expecting it to be dropped in the middle of like a casual conversation, and so I assumed incorrectly that they were joking.
I wonder if his
Make him say yes.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Thank you very much. If you Google Declan Shelby Moon Knight, you'll get probably what he's best known for.
Oh yeah.
Moon Knight and Injection, I think he's best known for.
Shelby. Oh, okay.
Ah, no,
Declan-
Shelby.
Declan Shelby.
Trying to do a sleeve.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Gotta get all the like little bells and whistles on the character working now, like all the sleeves and the hair and stuff. Feeling like it's connected to the movement. This kind of thing is always easiest to do when you already have the frames in and you can just like scrub through.
You remember watching our Bog Bodies animation stream? I don't know if I watched the stream or the bod. Oh yeah, yeah.
That was a little project we did for Declan for his book.
He also commissioned India to make a Savage Town animation.
Yeah, very interesting in that I get to work in a style I'm not like super familiar with. But
See if I can find that. I just wrote Save Town. Oh my god.
Well, we might need to call the stream in a sec, Mike, because it's past 11.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, India. I'm just gonna show the Savage Town thing that you did.
Cool.
I'll probably do it without sound.
Yeah, I ended up going a bit over, so I feel like I should call it.
Oh, why is that still the bits? Oh well, as long as it clears us out of the way. Okay.
Whatever, man.
I thought I set that to bombs. Genuinely thought I set that to bombs. Anyway, yeah, we made this for him a while back. Wow. Oh, there it goes. I was gonna say, the text on that felt really like...
When you've been walking around for days,
What the hell?
just to see your face.
That's a little weird.
What is it?
The compression on it seems like up until the 19-second mark, and then it's like...
Is it Twitter?
No, it's YouTube.
Oh, that is weird.
Oh yeah, India hit us. We're like...
We're in there.
We're in there. We're this is us. Us in Savage Town land.
Yep, there we are.
There's a crow mill.
Oh, do you want to stomps it?
No, I don't.
It would be awesome because then I could keep on with the sleeve. Yeah. Oh,
Hello,
no.
Stomps. How are you doing? How's it going? I don't even have Twitch up to read this. Is it here? Yep. Okay. Here we go. Crowmill from Sheeps 3D. Hi everyone, it's me again. Just here to tell you to be the you want to be, though make sure to be the kind in the process. I love all of you. I signed Sheeps. P.S. You should really stop saying my name at the beginning of the Crowmill. I always sign at the bottom. Keeps the suspense, you know? Shit. Action Pat. I little butter pat. Meanie love. Deliri 25 love. You didn't sign it at the bottom. Oh, you did. You signed it in the middle, though. False advertising. Fake
It was
news.
PS. Thank you, sheep.
Okay. Well,
Come to expect daily sheep's crow mail now.
I don't read it first, so I don't know you're gonna sign it at the bottom. But if I see your name, and it's me, and I'm reading it out, and it's Sheeps 3D, then I'll definitely do that.
He won't.
What do you mean I won't? What do you mean? What do you mean? I will.
I just played.
I'll try. I'll do my best. Who we following? Who we following right now?
You looking for someone to raid?
Yeah. We have the options of Clyde
Ooh, haven't raided Clyde in ages.
or Raging Monkey
Oh, but
or-
Raging Monkey also is good.
or Caro Kerosene,
Oh no, there's so many
Or-
choices.
Dan Dan Live,
Oh,
or What If Julia?
but what if
or-
Julia? Who should
Any
we raid?
any requests?
Ah,
Any
I feel like I'm between Clyde and Raging Monkey.
No, there's not another Chromel, is there?
Shouldn't be.
we're under no obligation to read that one.
How come?
Because it's a joke.
You have to do it.
Hello, Stomps. How are you doing?
I love stomps. You try to make it worse every time, but I just fall more and more in love with it.
Puck. This is a crow mail from... I don't know who it's from. I'm not going to read the name. It says crow mail. More like no mail. Thanks, anonymous source of crow mail. Not going to read any of y'all's names anymore.
Wow. It's like he's just asking to get cancelled.
Yeah, did we get any requests or anything or anyone?
Oh, I bet this sleeve's gonna look awful.
Well, no one's gonna see it because
they are.
I'm gonna hide the stream now.
Yeah, it looks pretty awful. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo it. Sleeves, eh? Sleeves. Gonna have to redo it. Not good. Not good. Well, I made some progress though.
I drew some figures today. I just needed to draw.
We'll figure it out.
Here's what I did today. Yay.
Maybe I should make my head bigger at the end.
We're not here to fight. We need your help.
No.
Even though
What's
literally
happening?
every time we
Oh,
talk
it's
to you,
Raging
you
Monkey.
double-cross
Hello.
us, kidnap
Oh, we were
us, or
just
threaten
about to
destroy
raid you.
everything we love.
We're
Baby,
just
we
about to-
are
yeah,
here
we
for
were.
a fight.
God.
So you're gonna have to be carried along in our raid to someone else. But hello. Thank you very much for the raid.
What were you up to today? Hello. Raid Bob Ross. Never will I ever.
Yeah, never will I ever raid Bob Ross.
Make him say yes.
I'm trying to finish this animation. This rough anim. Raging Monkey was concepting a new Yorick skin. On the follow notice, there is ghosting. Interesting.
It's because there's two firing. Also, the ghosting is because it's also part of the green screen thing. I need to fix that.
I guess I'll continue with this animation tomorrow.
Oh, that shouldn't make me laugh as much as it did. Bob never notices the raids. It makes me sad.
Oh no! Oh. And he never will, unfortunately.
Oh, do you mind? I wonder what.
Oh, that
I wonder
sleeve
if,
is frustrating
if someone told Bob like before the end of like, hey, one day you're gonna be broadcast 24/7 on a streaming platform.
Do you think he would want that?
Do you think he would want that?
Yeah.
You would be terrified if Bob reacted to a raid.
That would be, yeah, that would be terrifying. Can you imagine?
How about you guys? Well, India's working on her animation. I did some figure drawing today. I need to draw. I need to warm up and draw. So I did the draw. And you know what? I'm going to be a little bit self-indulgent. I'm going to look at where we are in the art.
I hate that I hate that I haven't done the hair yet. So I hate that the hair piece at the front doesn't react to the movement of the
God,
shoulder.
why is Twitch recommending me my own stream? It's like, hey, recommended for you. Yours. Like, what? Okay, no. High to low.
Mike,
What?
we're gonna raid someone.
We are. But before we raid someone, I can't do this after we raid someone.
Why?
Because I'm looking at where we stack
see.
in the number of, like, if from high to low, we are on a 1,
Do
2,
we care?
3,
Okay, I'm sorry. You care. Go for it. Tell me where we are. Where are we, Mike? Where are we, Mike? Are you counting or are you giving me the silent treatment?
Shut up.
Okay.
We're on the 10th row.
That's incredible. Well done. That sounds probably good.
I can't believe I'm just gonna see where we are on the do we care?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my knee-jerk reaction to like focusing on numbers.
For what are our numbers? Focusing on numbers.
Yeah, it's my knee-jerk reaction. But I know that you just like seeing it.
I just want to see how discoverable we are now.
I know, and I shouldn't like poo-poo that straight out the gate.
You
and
fucking
like I said,
shat all over me immediately.
Dude, like I said, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have. It was a knee-jerk reaction that I should have controlled better. You know, I always kind of get that in my head whenever anyone talks about the numbers, but I don't want to yuck your yums or like make you less excited about stuff that you're excited about. So I'm sorry.
Del platform India.
Deplatform me. I don't deserve a platform.
You're right, my friend.
Catch the bit, India.
I don't feel like I need to clarify this, but I think I need to clarify this a little bit. Is like I don't care about the numbers, India. I care about what the numbers mean.
I know. And
if
me saying that
if it said 61, I wouldn't be like, wow, that's better than 60. I'd be like, cool, a new person we can talk to.
I know. And I know that me reacting like that implies that you do care about the numbers, which like misrepresents you. So I'm sorry.
It's hurtful.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't know how many more times I can say that I'm sorry.
Apologize enough. I'm just extending it just to make you feel worse. And I
me...
shouldn't do that. That's really bad of me.
We're all just
really
feeling
sorry.
bad about ourselves.
I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry. Apology stream.
But yeah, I was just genuinely
sorry.
interested in like how the art thing is going.
Yeah, I get you. I just don't care. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I think it was the mention of Bob Ross because like Ross had that rant a while back of being like Bob Ross is always at the top of art and it means like
it's a bit unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, it's a lot unfair.
Oh, I want to see if that's true and like not true, but I want to see how that
Dethrone
is.
Bob Ross.
Yeah. That's the goal, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Who are we rating?
I don't know.
We should rate Clyde.
Yeah, let's raid Clyde.
So I've decided. He's another animator. He's very cool. He's very inspiring. He shares his knowledge in a similar fashion to the way we do.
Except he has more of it about certain things. So.
And he's amazing. Like, these are creating cool things. Very cool things. He's creating a movie. He's working on his short film. And...
Enjoy!
Starting the raid. Making it so we're not visible anymore. We're on the intro screen again. It's all good. It's all good. I have too many windows open now.
Too many windows.
Darkvolt, I've tried rating ourselves. The Twitch doesn't let you.
We gave it a shot. You know, for science. Pro mail? What? No way. Hold on. I don't believe you. Yes, hold on. Oh! Oh! Crow mail.
So tempted to just end.
Crow mail from Punk Cherries. Before we end, my parting message. Watch Infinity Train. That's all. Oh! There we go. We did it. See, guys, I made the rest. of your day be filled with adventure. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we have a Discord, but it's invite only at the moment. We keep it small. But if you want to join, oh, it ended. Too late.